I'm Debi Friloux. I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, stage 3C, and I was diagnosed in December of 2023. It was definitely a whirlwind after being diagnosed. I started chemo approximately 3 weeks after being diagnosed. I've completed that. I had a double mastectomy just 3 weeks ago, and I'm still waiting to recover, and then I'll do 5 weeks of radiation. Currently, I am in recovery mode from the surgery, but everything is going very well so far. I think I'm ahead of the game, and it's going to be fine. Of course, everyone, Dr. Daly, Dr. Bonagura, Dr. Malik, geez, I hate to leave anyone out. All their nurses, the staff at the medical center, the cancer center, they are all fabulous. Without my husband's support and all my sister's support, who is currently staying with me for a month to help with my recovery, she has also been down several times throughout this year from Shreveport to help take care of me, and my sister-in-law, who has made numerous meals, neighbors who have brought meals. I can never thank them enough. Being in Shiro's, the camaraderie is amazing. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of neuropathy after chemo, not bad at all. And one of the Pink Sisters in the previous class had suggested acupuncture, and so I went, and now I no longer have that problem. SCART was really nice to get to draw and meet other ladies and understand their experience a little bit more, since at the time they were ahead of me. I love being in the Unite Shiro's program. Sometimes when I thought I'm not as far along as these other ladies, and I was feeling like maybe I didn't belong, they really lifted me up, letting me know that they didn't go through some of the things I did, and that where I'm at, I'm just fine. Oh my gosh, my makeup artist today, Abby, was fabulous. She was easy to work with, easy to talk to. I didn't get my hair done, but that's coming sometime soon in the future. If you have the opportunity to sign up for Unite Shiro's, don't hesitate. Do it, whether you think you need it or not. You need to do it. My name is Debi Friloux, and this is my story.
Hi, everybody. It is my pleasure to be joined today by Debi Friloux. And the reason I say my pleasure, besides, like, even if I just got to know you through this program, I'd be saying that, but you happen to be my next door neighbor, and you've taken care of me so many times. It's, I can't even count. And now to find yourself in this program, it's been kind of interesting to be getting to know each other on a different level.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Well, tell me, how are you feeling? When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed December of 2023.
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well today.
And you know what? I knew you'd say that. I was talking to one of our neighbors yesterday about you, and I just said, I have worked with thousands of cancer survivors, and I would say without a doubt, it's really hard for me to even picture somebody more positive than you that I've ever met in the entire program.
Oh.
And I meet a lot of positive people, but I never, ever see you without a twinkle in your eye, even right after surgery. What is your secret? How do you do it?
Honestly, I think I got the positive attitude from my parents.
I love that.
Yeah.
They're so happy. You've always been positive in life.
I have. Yes. Yes.
It's amazing. So tell me, what has this program been like for you? Because I know you've heard me talk about it over the years, but now for you to actually be one of the participants, I'm so glad you are. But has this been a positive experience for you, Unite and the
Very positive. At first, I didn't think I belonged.
because I just looked at the other women and heard their stories. And at the time I joined, I had only been in chemo. And now that I've done surgery, I can relate more to them. So I understand. I just thought I was like, there's nothing wrong with me compared to these other ladies. But it's been nice to have them around so I can hear their stories and see, obviously I'm not alone, but that some of the things I've gone through, they've gone through too.
Yeah.
Which made it even easier.
Yeah, we always tell everybody who enters our program not to try to compare yourself to anybody else. Just focus on your own journey. And because there is a tendency sometimes for people to have a guilt of, oh, she has it way worse than me. She had more surgery. She had radiation, or, I wasn't sick enough. I didn't have a high enough stage. And yet you are going through your own experience, and your own experience can benefit you and can benefit others, because there's a lot of people who will relate with exactly where you're at.
Yes, and I can see that now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. So how has there any been part of SCARD or story crafting or even today's makeover? And I will just reiterate for those who cannot see Debi right now, how fabulous you look. Oh, and by the way, something we were just talking about off mic was that you decided to rock your look without a wig, because you had talked about wearing a wig, and you look really good. So how does that feel?
It feels so great. For 6 months, I wore a chemo cap, and my husband didn't even see me.
Really?
Yes.
Has he seen you today like this?
Well, yes.
Oh,
I've been like this about a week and a half now. And it's so nice. It's like, this is part of my journey.
Yeah, but I mean, you could, aside from a cancer diagnosis, you could rock this look. You look great.
Well, I'm going to bypass it. After I get a little bit of hair, I'm not going back.
Okay, you don't want to do the G.I. Jane one?
No.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear you read your story called The Finish Line. What was the reason that you chose that as your metaphor in story crafting?
I saw what I'm going through as 3 parts: the chemo, the surgery, and the radiation. And it falls in line with a triathlon.
Are you an athlete?
I was.
And you did triathlons?
I did do sprint tries.
Wow.
Yes. And I did long distance biking. 75 miles was my longest.
Oh.
And I did countless number of 5K runs, the Crescent City Classic, couple of half marathons.
Look, I've lived next to you for a while, and I didn't know that. But this is why definitely you have the inspiration for this story, and I can't wait to hear it. So this is The Finish Line by Debi Friloux.
I didn't sign up for this Ironman try. I was tossed into it like a little rag doll. Triple negative breast cancer, stage 3C, is what I'm facing. Of course, I was afraid of the unknown, but ready to embrace it with a positive attitude and the most fun I could have. I call my chemo the swim. 6 weeks recovery, transition 1. Surgery is the bike ride. 6 weeks recovery, transition 2. Radiation is the run to the finish line. And the remaining Keytruda is my cool down, and there better be a beer at the finish line. In my eyes, I had a fairy tale childhood. I grew up with a mom and dad and sister who was 18 months older than me. She was like a second mom and still is. Each summer, we would take trips throughout the United States, stopping at every fort nearby or anything historical. History was my dad's passion, and later my sister and I began to enjoy it. Looking back, I wish I'd paid more attention, but as a child, I was more interested in getting my treasured souvenirs. Of course, scouting was in our childhood, with her mom being the leader. In the summers, we would go to a Girl Scout camp for a week. We were a middle-class family, but if Mom and Dad heard of someone unable to afford a summer session, they would make sacrifices to pay for another child, our friend. We were so excited all of our friends could go. We didn't know until we were older. That was my foundation to do for others. December 20th, 2023, I received a phone call from Dr. Daly. She asked if I had a significant other and put her on speaker so he could hear her. Then she said, "I'm sorry, it's cancer." My heart hurt for her telling me. How does she manage each day to make those calls? My hope is she finds solace in knowing that she is saving lives, my life. It's her normal, and now those words are my norm. Once I got over how hurt my husband was, I figured the best way to handle our new normal was to make the best of it and have fun. One of the things I did was to start a booby box. At first, I put pink beads in every time I flashed the medical community. Then some friends and family members sent me messages saying, because of my diagnosis, they were going for mammograms they had previously skipped. So I added gold beads for them, red for blood donations, green for charitable donations, and purple for daily prayers that came from many people. My dad has been with me spiritually throughout my cancer journey. His cancer journey was bladder and brain cancer for 20 months. During that time, he had 5 bladder surgeries, 2 brain surgeries. He is my inspiration and hero. I went on many walks while going through chemo. When I didn't think I could go any further, I could hear him saying, "I need to walk and get exercise," so I continued. I was fortunate to have run and walked events with my dad in Shreveport for the Veterans Warrior Run. He passed away January 28, 2013. For the run was to take place in April. I drove up so I could run in honor of him. I was in a rush at the start, so I put my bib number in my pocket. Later, I realized my bib number was the day he passed away, 128. That's when I knew I carry him. There's nothing better than getting God winks. When the time came that food was so awful, I could hear him again saying, "It doesn't taste good, but I know I need to eat." He was absolutely right. I managed to get a few bites in, and no matter how bad it was, if he could do it, so could I. With his help, I stayed healthy throughout my chemo swim. The first transition was such a wonderful break from seeing so many doctors and lab work to some weeks of no appointments at all. I kept looking at my portal, thinking I was missing something. My body progressed to where there would be no delay for surgery. A sense of peace and calmness came across me before surgery. I knew that I had this with God's help and many prayers. Just like the time I was fairly new at biking, a group of us went on a ride, and as usual, I was the last to make it to the rest stop. This time it was harder than normal, but I never gave up. After a little inspection of my bike, we realized my front wheel brakes were on. It was like looking out the hospital window the day of surgery and seeing God's beautiful rainbow He painted showing me grace. I've concluded that no matter how hard an obstacle is, it can be overcome. This has truly been the hardest ride so far, but I made it with the help of my husband and sister's loving care along the way, with all the doctors, nurses, and staff. I'm currently in my second transition of recovery, waiting to start radiation. It's very hard, but I did it. My new normal is okay, and I'll be fine. Take what you're given, make the most of it, and don't look back in hopes of things changing. While I have not completed my journey, as of this writing, the unknown of my normal still lies ahead. I will make it to the finish line a winner. I've got this.
Yay! Oh my goodness. First of all, I love the fact that the, what you call it, the tag that you wear as a runner, whatever was your
The
tag?
bib number.
The bib number. Amazing.
Yes.
Okay, that is a huge
That gave me the chills.
me too.
Realized it.
Yeah, that's incredible. And then if this has been the hardest journey of your life and you are handling it with such grace and positivity, then you're doing great. You are doing great, and you do have this.
Thank you. I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.